Hello, this is Nancy with Yoga Journey 108, and for today's journey we are going to explore some asanas associated with the Muladhara Chakra. The Muladhara Chakra is typically known as the Root Chakra. It is symbolically located at the base of the spine. It usually rules over the legs, and as well as elimination, as well as the Mula Bandha you may have heard of, which is the lifting of the pelvic floor to kind of hold in the energy there. We're just going to do a quick grounding asana flow to kind of tap into the energies of our first chakra. So please join me for the next 15 minutes. Because one of the key lessons of the Muladhara Chakra is associated with grounding in the body, we're going to start right down on the ground in Shavasana. Let yourself be heavy. Allow the body to settle completely into gravity. Allow the mind to settle completely into the body. The translation for Muladhara is root, and so the connection with the body is the foundation for any kind of spiritual practice. The mind needs to settle into the here and now of its physical form, and this flow will root us in our being. So sink the awareness all along the back of the body where it connects with the earth. The heaviness in the back of the head, along the shoulders, backs of the ribs, hips, thighs, backs of the arms and hands, the calves, the heels. Starting to blur the horizon between body and earth. Let's introduce some movement into our bodies. So starting to wiggle through the toes and the feet, the hands and the fingers. And we're going to bring the palms together and begin to get some heat between the palms. Bring the soles of the feet together and rub them together. Start activating our extremities here. And many of the poses, our root shifts from the base of the spine to our hands and feet, because that's what's connecting us to the earth. Let's bring the knees into the chest and start to coordinate the breath with movement. So as we inhale, we're going to extend the knees away from us, arms straight. And on exhale, we're going to draw the knees back into the chest, just slightly lifting the tailbone. So just inhaling to extend and exhaling to draw in. We'll do this about 4 times. Coordinating breath with movement. Everything else is completely relaxed against the mat. Then squeeze the knees in, bring the nose to knees tight, 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 and then on an exhale we're going to keep the right knee in and extend the left leg out and just hover it above the ground. This is Upasana, wind releasing pose. Inhale to stretch up the hands and the feet. Exhale to take the left leg, extend the right leg out. Breathing here, since the root chakra is associated with elimination, a wind releasing pose is quite appropriate. On our next inhale, we're going to reach up with feet and fingertips. Exhale to switch. Inhale to rise. Exhale, take hold of the left. Extend through the right leg. Inhale both on up. Exhale. Keep the right. Inhale up. And exhale, hold on to the left. And to transition onto our seat, we're going to rock and roll ourselves. We're going to exhale back on our shoulders, inhale up on our sit bones. Just take a few rocks and rolls, get the spine awake. And when you're ready, come on up to easy pose. And once we find our seat, we're going to tap into the more traditional root at the base of the spine. So exhale, sink that root in. We're going to do a few Sufi rolls. Just keep the head nice and still as we roll the spine, kind of like a mortar and pestle. Shifting the weight all around the sits bones. We're going to inhale as we come forward and exhale as we roll back. And reverse direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling to come back. Moving the spine in all directions. and come back to center. Let every exhale bring you into that connection between your body and the mat, no matter what pose we're in. Every inhale fills you with life. Exhale roots you in. We're going to come up onto our first downward dog of the day. So let's transition through child, make our connection with our forehead and the earth. And we'll tuck the toes and come on up into downward dog, establishing a strong foundation. We're going to inhale into plank, finding all 4 points of contact. And we're going to exhale hips up back into downward dog without moving hands or feet. Inhale to come out into plank, strong foundation through the hands, strong through the toes. Exhale, downward dog, same strength, same connection. Inhale out to plank, really press back through the heels. Exhale into downward dog. You might be noticing we tend to be doing these pulses in sets of 4. The Muladhara Chakra is often depicted as a 4-petaled lotus, like a square. Really root down through the feet. Press into the earth with the hands to find more lift up through the tailbone. When you're ready to look ahead, we're going to walk the feet to the hands. We're going to inhale to find length through the front body, and as we exhale, we're going to try to close the hinge of the hips and give the thighs a nice squeeze. Shake the head no, release the neck, nod the head yes. Keep the chest plastered onto the upper legs. Press into the feet to send the sit bones upward. And we're going to bend the knees. We're coming into a chair, but we're going to build it up slowly. So we're going to inhale to reach out. Exhale to sweep the arms to the ground. Inhale to come up a little bit higher. Exhale, connect to the earth. Inhale, we're going to lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, back down. Inhale, let's come up into a strong chair. Sink down to the feet. Most of the weight should be in the heels. And from that foundation, we find a lift up through our upper body. So as they say, we got to go down to go up. We need roots first, and then come the branches. So on our next inhale, we're going to straighten on up, reach up, and as we exhale, come into our mountain pose. On inhale, let's sweep the arms up, look up to the hands. Exhale, we're going to come down through the center, long spine, forward fold. Inhale for a long spine, look up to the horizon. Exhale, fold completely. And if it's available, let's catch hold of the heels, wrap the forearms around behind the calves. Shake the head to release the neck. And on an inhale, release, come into flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. So we're going to hop right back into chaturanga, elbows bent toward the back. Inhale to rise into up dog. Exhale to come back into down dog. And from that 4-pointed rooting, we're going to lift up through the right leg. And as an exhale, we're going to bend the knee in toward the chest. Shoulders come over wrists. Inhale to extend out. Exhale to come in. Inhale to rise back up. Feel how the rooting through the hands and the foot allow us to lift up even higher. Inhale, rising. Exhale, let's send the knee and bring the foot through the hands. We're going to drop down on the back knee. We're going to inhale the heart forward. And as we exhale, we're going to shift the hips, extend the right leg, working into our hamstrings. Inhale to rise. Let's lift the back knee, send the hips up, and now we're in a standing forward fold. Inhale, drop the knee down. Exhale, we're kind of in a half splits into our hamstrings. Inhale to lift the back knee into a high lunge. Exhale, send the hips high. Raise the body over the extended leg. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, fold into that leg. Working into our hamstrings, because our hamstrings is a big part of our root system. So with every forward fold, let's drop our awareness into the back of that leg. Okay, and as we come down, we're going to keep the knee lifted. We're going to pivot on the back foot. Establish our warrior one. Reach our hands back. As we inhale, we're going to rise up and straighten that front leg. Exhale to sweep forward, bend the front knee. Inhale to rise up, square the hips. Exhale, reach back, head moves forward. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to sweep down. Inhale to rise. And this time we're going to keep our legs as they are. And on the next inhale, we're going to rise up into Warrior One. Feel the power in the feet. That rooting down with the exhale allows us to have some lift in the upper body. Let's bring the hands behind the back. Interlace fingers, open the heart. Reach the knuckles down. And keep that length as we exhale over and come into Humble Warrior. We can rest the right shoulder on the right knee if it's available. And bring the hands up overhead. Try to squeeze the palms together and breathe here. On an exhale, we're going to bring the hands down. We're going to bring a pivot on the back foot, lower the knee. Let's bring the hands to the inside of the right leg, and we're working our way into lizard. So we're bringing our body nice and close to the earth. Let's bring the right knee in toward the shoulder. And if it's available, maybe we tuck the back toe and pick up the back knee, keeping the hips nice and low. In fact, test that out. Go ahead and drop the knee again, and drop the hips as low as you can. And then without moving the hips, try to straighten that back leg again. Beautiful opening in the hips. Now to transition out of lizard, we're just going to step back into dolphin plank. Now if that's not available, just come up onto the hands and step back into full plank and lower down into dolphin plank. And we'll all be here with our new roots through our toes and our forearms. Find the grounding. Maybe you do a few swims. So on the inhale, roll forward on the toes, chin comes past the knuckles, and exhale, send the heels back. Strong through the core. And after our fourth little swim, we're going to rest the knees, place the palms, we'll send the hips up and back into downward dog. Just flow through a vinyasa to reset everything. Inhaling for our up dog and exhaling back to down dog. Find our roots, our 4 points of contact, our foundation. And when we're ready, we're going to inhale the left leg up. As we exhale, we're going to draw the knee in, shoulders over wrists. Inhale to rise. Exhale to draw in. Awareness through the feet, awareness through the hands, and sinking in to allow that left leg to rise up even higher. After the fourth one, we're going to bring that foot through the hands. We're going to lower down the back knee, open the heart, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And then as we exhale, extend the front leg, lower the head toward the knee. Inhale, lift the back knee. Exhale, over the left leg. Inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, shift the hips back, hamstring stretch. Inhale, rock forward, lift the knee in a high lunge. Exhale, hamstring stretch standing. So every exhale, we're moving into the hamstring. After the last one, we're going to keep that knee lifted. We're going to pivot on the back foot, setting ourselves up into warrior stance. Reaching back to square our hips up. Lots of squares going on in the Muladhara sequence. We're going to inhale, straighten the front leg so we can really work to get the upper body square. Exhale, reach forward and down. Inhale, lift it up all the way, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhaling to rise. And since we're paying such close attention to our connection to the earth, really find that back foot. Find the weight into it completely. Okay, we're coming up into Warrior One this time, so we're going to leave our legs just as they are. Reach it on up. Sink in through both feet. Find how that stability allows us to lift up through the center body. Reach up with the arms. Our power comes from our grounding. Let's interlace the fingers behind us. Open the chest. Keep that chest nice and open as we exhale over that front leg. Arms come up overhead. Maybe rest the left shoulder on the left knee. Relax the head. If it's available, keep the palms together. If not, that's fine too. As we release, we're going to pivot on that back foot. Bring the arms to the inside of the left knee, lower on the right knee, and work our way onto our elbows, trying to keep the spine nice and long. And again, maybe we pick up that back knee, as long as we can keep our hips nice and low. Let every inhale breathe length into the body, out the crown of the head, out the back heel, and every exhale is that surrender into gravity that we're looking for. To transition out of here, we can either step back directly into dolphin plank, or we can lift up on our hands, step back into plank, and then come into our dolphin plank. But we're not going to stay in dolphin plank this time. Let's interlace our fingers. We're going to walk our feet toward our face so we can come into dolphin. And now we have feel how the roots shift from dolphin plank to dolphin here. So feel the rooting through the forearms, the rooting through the feet, the heels reaching in. And to come out of the pose, we're going to gently lower onto our knees, untuck the toes, send the sit bones to the heels. Let's let the arms come behind and just droop the shoulders in toward the earth. We're a little seed in the earth in child's pose. Find all the connections between you and gravity. We're going to come into a modified rabbit. So let's interlace the fingers behind the spine, and we're going to roll onto the crown of the head, reaching our fingers up and away. And now here's a new root. Our crown is actually our root in this pose. So some say that the root is the crown and the crown is the root. And so this pose gives us a little illustration of that in our bodies. As we exhale, let's lower back down. Sink in. A couple breaths here. And then we're going to come on to seated, but let's transition through downward dog. Establishing our downward dog, and maybe we do practice our jump through here. So let's look through the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, or float yourself through the hands, come onto your bum, and grab your strap as we're on your way down. And once we're down here, we're going to bring the knees into the chest, and just sway the pelvis from side to side. And we're going to keep a hold of the right leg, get our strap, loop it over the arch of the foot, and extend the leg. And just gently drawing the foot in on an exhale. Inhale to give a slight release. Exhale to bring it in. Just working into the back of that leg, our primary root system. We're going to bring the strap into the left hand and draw the right leg across the body. So we're rolling onto the left hip, keeping both shoulders sinking into the ground. Maybe we turn and look over the right shoulder. On an inhale, we're going to come back to center. And establishing that left hip, exhale, open the foot out to the right side. Now the left hip's going to want to follow, but we're going to root it back down. We're going to use these still poses to really sink into the sensation. Come out of the brain and into the body. Inhale back to center. Release the right leg. Let's bring the left leg in, loop the strap over the arch. And on our exhales, we're going to try to bring the foot closer to the face. And on the inhale, it's just a bit of a release. Just exploring that part of our body with compassion and patience. Often when we're confronted with our hamstrings, the mind starts to go in judgy places. But we are just going to inhabit the space we're at right now in our bodies. We'll take the strap into our right hand this time. Let's extend the left arm out and cross the left leg over the body. Roll onto the right hip, keeping both shoulders grounded. Use the breath to keep you present. On the next exhale, we're going to come back to center, reset the hips, and we'll take the strap in the left hand, rooting the right hip, opening the left leg out to the side. Find the spaces of contact and exhale yourself into them. So we not only get prana from our breath, we also get it from our connection with the earth. So that's what we're really doing here. Bring the foot back to center. Let's see if we can find a little bit more space to draw it closer to our head. And then release. Let's roll over onto our bellies for a final relaxation. So feet are about mat width apart. You can just take away any kind of restraint. I like to take my hair down for final relaxation. Let's let the hands come out straight ahead. We can open the palms or in prayer. And feel how the breath pushes into the earth, allowing a lift through the back body here. Let every inhale fill you with the prana of the breath. And every exhale, just feel it slide from you into the earth, just washing out everything that doesn't serve you right now. Find your peace in your foundation, grounding you into the here and now. There's no other place to be, no other thoughts that need thinking. Just this continuous journey along the now. When you're ready to come out, we can just roll back on over. We'll finish in our Shavasana. And for our last few breaths, we'll move into our more traditional Shavasana, just like we started the practice. Grounding in the Muladhara Chakra asks us to feel comfortable and peaceful within our circumstances, however our body is or isn't. Doesn't matter. We're comfortable here, we belong here, our temple is here. And as you're ready to come out of Shavasana, let's bring the feet in toward the sit bones so we can roll over in fetal position on the right side. After a few breaths here, letting yourself up to seated. Finding your roots, finding your seat, hands come to heart center, the seat of our essential self. It's here we abide with a sense of compassion, a sense of peace, and a sense of wisdom for where we are in the here and now, this body, this space, this time. I hope you enjoyed that journey through the first of 7 chakras. I hope you got something out of that flow. And if you liked the video, please hit like. If you'd like to see more like this, please hit subscribe. And if you'd have a question or comment or request, please enter it in the comment section down below. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.